Hey there, Cinemaster fans.
Life is raging.
Hope you're ready for some movie magic. Let's dive right in. The film begins in the United Kingdom. We see a mother taking her son, named Jimmy, and placing him somewhere with other children. The mother tells Jimmy not to leave no matter what happens or what it costs. Not long after, a large number of zombies attack the place, assaulting all the children with Jimmy and his mother. But Jimmy is the only one who manages to escape the massacre, barely making it out alive. He heads to the church in the city, where he finds the priest praying. Jimmy tells him that the infected have invaded the city and killed everyone. The priest learns that Jimmy's mother, brother, and everyone with him have been killed. But none of this seems to matter to the priest, who is praying and telling Jimmy that Judgment Day has come and that they are now liberated. The priest then gives Jimmy a cross to protect him and tells him to run. Jimmy goes to hide in a safe place in the church, but soon a large number of zombies attack the church as well. The priest surrenders himself to them without resisting and is killed like the others, eaten alive. Jimmy manages to escape and continues searching for a safe place to hide. We learn that a disease called the rage virus has spread, turning people into extremely angry, powerful creatures who eat anyone in front of them, just like zombies. In fact, they are zombies, but much more ferocious. This virus has spread in England. That's why all European countries quarantined England to control the spread. Europe and the world managed to prevent the virus from spreading further, but it remained rampant in England, which was completely destroyed, leaving its inhabitants to their fate. Life in England reverted to a primitive state amid the zombie outbreak and all these disasters. We jump forward 28 years from the events with Jimmy at the beginning. We're now in England, specifically in one of the settlements where a group of survivors live. We see a boy named Spike in one of the houses in this settlement. Spike goes to his father, who turns out to be Jimmy, the same child we saw at the start, now 28 years older and still alive, with a son named Spike. Jimmy and Spike have breakfast and talk. We learn that Jimmy is taking Spike on an exploration trip outside the settlement today. The settlement is actually an island in the middle of the ocean, far away. You can only leave at specific times, not whenever you want, depending on the tides. Spike is going out with Jimmy to learn how to kill zombies. After that, Jimmy and Spike visit Isla, Jimmy's wife and Spike's mother, who is sick with a strange disease that no one understands and is often delirious. Jimmy and Spike tell her they're leaving the island, and Isla breaks down, afraid for her son. But Spike and Jimmy calm her down. Then, old Sam arrives, who we learn will take care of Isla in their absence. They say goodbye to Sam and head to the island's gate, where Jimmy meets the leader of the settlement, who wishes them luck. Finally, Jimmy and Spike set out on their journey, walking a long way until they reach a forest. In the forest, they encounter one of the A-zombies, who is huge and moves slowly. Jimmy explains to Spike that this is a type of zombie, not very strong but still dangerous, and can kill anyone. Jimmy tells Spike to try killing it as his first zombie, so Spike uses his bow and arrow and killed it. Jimmy and Spike arrive at a house, enter it, and find a zombie hanging by its neck with a bag over its head. Surprised by the scene, Jimmy explains that this zombie was once a normal person, likely had a conflict with someone, was kidnapped, brought here, tied up, and left for the zombies to eat and turn him. Spike is shocked that a human could do this to another human. While they're there, the zombie frees itself and attacks them, but Spike shoots it with an arrow and finishes it off. They continue their journey through the forest. As they walk, they notice a tree with a human head hanging from it. Jimmy is shocked and tells Spike that this is the work of the alphas, a very powerful type of zombie. Jimmy tells Spike that there must be an alpha nearby, so they need to run. They start running and encounter a group of alpha zombies who are incredibly strong. Jimmy and Spike shoot at them, and Jimmy manages to kill several. They hide in a house, but the zombies follow them. Jimmy continues killing them until they're safe. While hiding, they see a fire burning in a certain area. Spike asks Jimmy about the fire, but Jimmy doesn't know. Then the house they're hiding in is old and dilapidated, and it begins to collapse on them. So of course, they run away from the house quickly. They continue on their way to return to the island because their journey has ended. But the problem is that on their way, they encounter zombies. They keep running away from them quickly until they reach the settlement. There, they keep asking Jenny, the leader, to open the settlement and let them in. But Jenny doesn't do that. She just keeps looking at them to make sure whether they've been infected with the virus or not. Their color will be red and they'll glow in a strange way, as these are symptoms of infection. But Jenny doesn't see any of these symptoms on them, so she lets them into the settlement now. After that, after Jamie and Spike go inside and settle down, a party is thrown for them. Jamie is very happy and keeps telling everyone that Spike managed to kill a lot of zombies today. This actually annoys Spike because it's a lie. But Spike doesn't say anything for now and just sits at the party. After a while, Spike sees Jamie's father, Eve, with a girl at the party. And so he realizes that Jamie's father is cheating on his mother, Isla. And this really upsets Spike. But he doesn't do anything for now. He just goes back to the house where he lives. There, he finds Sam still sitting with his mother, Isla, taking care of her as usual. At that time, he sits with Sam and talks to him about the fire he saw earlier when he was hiding with his father in the house. Sam says that it's definitely coming from Dr. Carrison's house. Spike is shocked and asks Sam who Dr. Carrison is. Sam tells him that Dr. Carrison is a doctor who used to live with them, but more than 10 years ago, he left and went to live alone somewhere. And he's always the one who makes those fires. Sam says that Jamie's father knows Dr. Carrison very well, knows he's there, and surely knew that the fire was coming from his house. At this point, Spike gets very upset, and for two reasons. First, when he asked his father about the fire, he said he didn't know anything and tried to cover it up. Second, Spike has always told Jamie that he wants to see a doctor to treat his mother, Isla, but Jamie kept telling him that there isn't a single doctor left in the world. So when Spike finds out about Dr. Carrison, he gets very angry because he realizes that Jamie's father doesn't want to treat his mother and apparently wants her to die so he can be with someone else. Anyway, Sam finishes his conversation with Spike and leaves. The next day, Spike talks to Jamie and asks him about Dr. Carrison, saying, "If there's a doctor, why didn't you tell me?" Jamie says that Carrison collects a lot of corpses, and when they asked him why he does that, he said he has hobbies in collecting corpses. He's literally mentally unstable. So, of course, they realized he's crazy and completely isolated him from the settlement, so now he lives alone. Jamie tells Spike that Carrison will never be able to help his mother or treat her because he's crazy. At this point, Spike doesn't believe him because he knows his father has lied to him before, so he might be lying now. He realizes that Jamie didn't tell him about Dr. Carrison because he doesn't like him or his mother and doesn't want Isla to be treated at all. While Jamie and Spike are talking, they hear Isla's voice, so Spike goes in to see her and finds her very sick and acting more and more delirious. Jamie comes in to check on her, but this angers Spike. He pushes Jamie away from her, raises a knife at him, and threatens to kill him if he comes near either him or his mother. Jamie is shocked by what Spike is doing, but he doesn't do anything and just leaves. The next day, we see that a fire breaks out in a place near the settlement. At that moment, everyone is shocked and leaves the settlement, including Jamie, to see what's going on. On the other side, we see that Spike takes advantage of the situation, takes his mother, and escapes from the settlement. We realize that Spike is the one who started the fire so that everyone would be distracted and he could take his mother, Isla, and run away, because Spike intends to take his mother to Dr. Carrison to treat her. Anyway, Spike and Isla walk a long way. By the way, Spike is very scared, but he keeps going with his mother. After a while, they reach a place and decide to spend the night there. But the problem is that at night, while they're sleeping, a zombie appears to attack them. But someone comes from behind the zombie and kills it. In the morning, Spike wakes up and finds the zombie dead, so he asks Isla what exactly happened, but she doesn't remember anything. However, she starts seeing scenes from her memories and sees herself killing the zombie. We find out that she was the one who killed the zombie at night, but because of her severe delirium, she forgot all about it. At the same time, elsewhere in the forest, we see a group of soldiers fighting fiercely with zombies. The soldiers manage to take down many zombies. There are too many zombies, and they keep killing until almost all the soldiers are dead. Only one is left, and this soldier's name is Eric. On the other hand, we return to Isla and Spike, who are still walking a long way toward Dr. Carrison. But on the way, they're chased by strong Zoes I told you about. They keep running away until they enter a place, and the zombies follow them inside. But Eric comes and sets off a small explosion that kills all the zombies and saves Isla and Spike. After that, Eric asks them how to escape from here, but they tell him they don't know. So Eric gets frustrated and decides to leave them and go, but then he sees that Isla is sick and that Spike is just a child who can't take care of her. So, as you might say, he feels sorry for them and decides to stay with them. At that point, Isla is very sick and delirious, unable to walk, so Eric carries her and starts walking with Spike. Along the way, they talk, and we find out from their conversation that Eric is from Sweden, where he lives in a completely safe place, far away from all these zombies. But he went on a mission with his unit in the army, and unfortunately, they ended up on the shores of England by mistake, and their ship was destroyed, so they had to come to the island and got trapped there. Now, Eric's entire unit is dead except for him. Spike is shocked and doesn't know what to say. While they're walking, Isla hears a sound coming from an abandoned bus, so she goes inside the bus and follows the source of the sound until she is surprised to find one of the alpha-type zombies giving birth. Here, we learn that these zombies are literally very different from any zombies, because they can get pregnant and give birth normally. Anyway, this zombie makes Isla feel pity for her, so she keeps helping her give birth. Meanwhile, Eric and Spike arrive, and they are shocked by what they see. Isla keeps helping the zombie until she actually succeeds, and the zombie gives birth to a girl who turns out to be completely normal. After giving birth, the zombie tries to attack Isla and everyone else, but Eric comes and finishes her off. Then Eric decides to take the child, but the zombie pulls Eric out of the bus and kills him. After that, the zombie enters the bus, sees the killed zombie, and gets very upset. Here we find out that this zombie was probably his wife, and the child she just gave birth to is his daughter. From then on, this zombie keeps chasing Spike and his mother, Isla, along with the child. Eventually, they all reach the place where Dr. Carrison lives. When Dr. Carrison sees them running toward him, he quickly comes down to help. He manages to shoot the zombie with an arrow, marking its location. Then Carrison takes them inside. Dr. Carrison introduces himself and is very happy that they finally made it to him. Spike tells Dr. Carrison that he wants him to treat his mother, Isla. Dr. Carrison agrees and takes both of them to the place where he lives, which contains a sort of model made of skulls that Dr. Carrison always collects. At this point, we see that Dr. Carrison is indeed a crazy person, as Jimmy said. Later that night, Dr. Carrison goes to Isla and examines her. When he finishes, he sits down with Isla and Spike and gives them the shocking news. Isla has cancer in a very advanced stage, which is the main reason for her recurring delirium. Carrison also tells them that there is no hope for Isla and that she will die soon. But before that, she will suffer a lot, and her delirium will get worse until she dies. Dr. Carrison believes that the best thing now is to end her life while she is still aware, to spare her the suffering. Of course, Spike completely refuses this, but Isla herself agrees with Dr. Carrison and wants him to end her life. Later, Dr. Carrison returns to Spike with a new skull. We learn this is Isla's skull. He takes the skull and puts it in a specific place so he knows it's his mother's skull and can always remember her. Up to this point, everything was fine. But that same night, Spike and Carrison hear the sound of a zombie. They go down to hide in a trench that Carrison had dug to hide from any danger. While hiding there with the zombie girl, a zombie comes and tries to pull Carrison out of the trench to kill him. But quickly, Spike stabs the zombie in the hand and manages to push it away from Carrison and saves him. Carrison then keeps thanking Spike for saving his life and tells him he's a brave person. The next day, we see that Carrison has decided he wants to go on his way, explore the whole country, and live his life. But before Spike does that, he leaves the zombie girl at the door of the settlement where Jimmy and everyone else are, along with a letter. After a while, they find the girl and take her into the settlement, and find the letter Spike left, in which he says that someone must take care of this girl and raise her well. He also tells them in the letter that she is the daughter of a zombie, but strangely, is not infected with any disease, so they must take care of her, but also be cautious. Spike tells them that his mother Isla has died, and that he intends to travel around the whole country and explore it piece by piece, and that one day he will return to the settlement. After all this, Jimmy finds out about the letter and is shocked. He leaves the settlement like a madman, searching for his son Spike, but of course he doesn't find him and realizes that his son Spike is lost to him forever and he will never see him again. After the story, we see Spike in a place when suddenly a zombie appears and tries to kill him. Spike uses his bow to shoot the zombie and finishes it off, but before he can catch his breath, a group of alpha zombies attacks him. But before Spike can do anything, a group of people arrives, very strong, and they skillfully kill all the zombies using swords and spears instead of bows. The leader of this group talks to Spike and invites him to join them. Spike agrees, feeling that this is a new beginning. And with this, the summary ends. If you liked the video, subscribe to the channel and activate the notification button so you never miss an updates.